Here we go. Everybody pray. Green God candle, we need it. Put the prayers together. Starting up here in just a few minutes. Kick back, relax, hit that like, subscribe, share. Gonna jump right into this analysis. Hopefully Bitcoin won't be dumping by then. Put your tears together for the dumping. What up? Bart's up. Bart's back, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Barts. And if price reverses right now, we still have time to paint another one. Right here. Go sideways for a little bit, back up. Man, this has been really, really brutal. I feel like I say that every day now. Why is Bitcoin dumping? At this point, I think it's just habit. Just keeps dumping. Won't stop. Things were looking real spicy and even interesting for, I don't know, a few days, maybe? Kind of end of November, early December, things were a little exciting, and now volatility has all but vanished. Lower highs, higher lows, sideways price action. The interest that checked in has checked back out. And I have very bad news. My strategy, I'm really starting to suspect that my strategy of adding up to the start of the month is not working. Upvember, Uptober, Upcember. I'm starting to suspect this isn't working, but I do have very strong hopes for Jepuary. Jepuary coming in just a little bit here, and my lord, I'm ready to wrap this year up. People were right. You're saying it in the chat. This year was unbelievable. Q4 was unbelievable. Holy smokers. What a time. What a time to be alive. What happened? What happened to you, Bitcoin? I don't know. What's up, Brian? Alan, new here. What are you doing? Am I shorting? I have a short and a long, but dude, like, what am I even going to trade on this, right? I have a short open at 93.5. I have a long open at like 81, 82. What am I even going to do here? You take a position, you know what's going to happen. You take a long, you take a short, and it's just, prices are going to rip you off. It's going to spike one way, go the other way, turn around, make sure everybody's stopped out, and then we'll get a move. Or we're just going to move sideways forever now. Maybe that's our real course. I'm still looking for the retracement, still looking for the upside bounce back to the 200-day moving average, about 100 and it's in the 100s. 100 to 110. Let's keep making the range bigger. I'm still looking for that move. Nothing's really changed here. Price action continuously is barting us, but in reality, I see it as resistance being tested over and over and over again. That's about 93, the yearly open. And our lows are coming up. That could change right here during our live stream. If we're going to follow our pattern, the low is probably in already. And we're going to trade sideways and then Bart back up to like 92 again. Woo! I'm ready. I'm ready. I do have some terrible news, actually, real terrible news. I just realized this. We had talked about this for a long time. The CME chart has been interesting. Mixed use. I'm not a gaps must fill, gaps are the best trades kind of guy, but this chart has had some value for us, and specifically this chart has had some good value when it comes to our moving averages. The moving averages on CME, for whatever reason, are just, they seem better. And we had been watching these for a long time, and recently we got something that I was really hoping wouldn't happen. CME actually has death crossed on the day. Now this follows Bitcoin Spot's death cross back in like October, right? A while ago. Doesn't really matter. This has been delayed, but it did finally happen, and I do believe it basically happened like yesterday. Maybe it was Wednesday, but about yesterday. This is not great. Let me preface with, I am always bullish. I'm a perma bull. I'm irrationally and I am irresponsibly at times bullish. That's my bias. I've been in Bitcoin a long time, and that seems to be the winning play. Just remaining bullish. You go through long periods of drawdowns like a bear market, but at the end of the day, you always end up better off. That's how it's been, at least in my experience. But that being said, this is not great. This is not a bullish sign. This is not what I was hoping would happen. If we look back at CME, the reason I say that it's been a little cleaner is we actually haven't gotten death crosses here. We've had some near misses, some smooches, some kissing of the crosses, but never actual crosses in this bull run. We saw those every year when it comes to spot. CME avoiding them. We see earlier in the year, April, not even close. You go back to August, September, whatever, of 24. Got very, very close. This is the kissing, the smooching. Went to new highs. Back here in October of 23, same thing, but we actually haven't had a cross, and this was something that we have been looking at and saying, well, as long as this doesn't happen, we're pretty much just on course with CME. We haven't really seen a change in trend, and unfortunately now we have. Now we've seen it. The last time this happened, was that a crappy time to compare to now? It's unfortunate. We did get one early, July of 21, and then we got one again later in February of 22. So the last time, or the most recent time we've had this signal, was February of 22. Not great. Not a great sign. The only hopium here would be after the cross, we did get the retracement rally, the dead cat bounce. Basically what we're looking for, what I'm looking for here, for a move back to like 106. Copy this. God, I pray I'm wrong. I hope we're all wrong. I hope things are going to just be different, and next year we're going to have awesome all-time highs in an all season. Like I really do hope that happens. I'm not convinced. I'm not compelled by the evidence, right? Sometimes markets are irrational, and in fact, I'd say oftentimes markets are irrational. And so maybe there isn't going to be evidence. Maybe it's simply the thing that the least amount of people expect, and then that's what's going to happen. I welcome it. I'm certainly not turning bearish and selling all my Bitcoin or anything like that, but I am going to look to take some kind of profits. I am going to look to open some kind of hedge positions on the way up whenever we get this bounce, whenever we look to move back into like the low hundreds. Obviously, I won't be risking a ton, but I will be just doing something that will help me just mentally. It's not even about the portfolio. It's not even about the P&L. For me, it's just going to be a mental crutch. That if we enter a bear market and we have a whole year of sideways down crappy, that I'll just have something to be like, hey, at least I'm profiting. At least I'm not completely sitting out of this move, right? Just something. That's a nice little warm up. Let's do this, guys. What this channel is about, there's always new people tuning in. Today, maybe not as much. If you are new, if you've never seen this before, especially if you are on TikTok, Brian asking what other platform. So we have streams on all of the platforms right now, but youtube.com/TomCrown is the absolute, by far, main social media we have. We have 200,000 subscribers over there. Lord knows how many viewers today. Probably not that many people are tuned out, but that's where the main chat is. So if you want to join us over there, welcome to, or you can stay where you're at, no matter what platform you are on. Twitch, X, Rumble, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, OnlyFans, wherever you're watching. Make sure you do tap the screen, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, help the algorithm know you're having a good time. Hey, Professor Beans. Gave Professor Beans one of those rawhides, and she's just like, she goes nuts for him. Yeah, keep an eye on her. She's like, choking on it. She has a PhD. And she's my financial mentor, yet she chokes on rawhide bones. Make sure you're engaging wherever you're at, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to try my best to kind of view the chats on different platforms. But if you're over on YouTube, you absolutely have the best shot at me seeing anything you write. For the new people, what is this channel about? Well, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been live streaming on YouTube about 6.5, almost 7, I think almost 7 years. We're going to be here for many more years. We've gone through bull markets and bear markets together. We do our best, right? I do my best to give you guys information that I think is valuable. I do not give you financial advice. I don't pretend to always be right. I don't Photoshop P&Ls. I don't know, bullshit you guys to convince you that I'm some kind of thing that doesn't exist, like that I'm the perfect trader and I'm never wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I think that I'm wrong less often than I'm right, but the edge is close. That's why I take a higher risk to reward. Haha, trader joke. I do my best, man. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what comes tomorrow. I just do my best, and I just want you guys to succeed. I want you to do great. I want you to have the same experience in crypto that I've had. It's changed my life, and I want it to change yours. And the only way for that to happen is for you to make it through, right? Is for you to not get wrecked and leave. So that's my goal. I don't plan on profiting off you. That's rare in this space, in the trading space in general. But if you'd like me to profit off you, sign up with our exchange partner, BYDeFi. Links in the video description and in the chat on YouTube. And yeah, let's go on from here. CME, let's update this quick. We have filled the CME gap that we created at the start of this week. So full circle. We have opened Monday to a gap. We traded higher, and now we have filled that gap again. It's gone. We do have a gap below us at 86.5, 85.7 down here. And really, outside of that, there's not a lot near price. The closest upside gap and the only upside gap on CME would be a 30% move to the upside. The closest downside gap outside of what I just said, 32%. So about a 30% range up and down, a 60% swing from gap to gap. Not super helpful. I don't think that that's very helpful. But hey, it's an update. There we are. I really don't like this death cross, though. Be real. It's one of the maybe two signals I was holding out on for the trend still being good. One of the two. The other one I will share with you again on the week. We have not gotten this confirmation, at least since I looked at it last. God, knock on wood. Pray that hasn't changed. Let's see. Hey, Beans, did you eat your... Yep. Now she's looking for the pieces. We haven't gotten it yet, but god dang, it could not be any closer. Weekly Ichimoku cloud right above us right here. Now I can point to it. Right here. Not looking hot. Looking pretty crappy, actually. The twist of the weekly cloud on each of these are the default settings for anybody who wants to know. Has been one of the signals that I've been looking for quite some time. In fact, I think I've talked about it probably every move down from all-time highs that people started yelling bear market in. You can see we are still inside this cloud. That's not a comfortable place to be. It does lean bullish. It leans bullish because we are still not under the cloud. We found support at the bottom of the cloud. We have now found resistance at the top. Being stuck in the cloud is pretty neutral, but it certainly is not like a super bullish sign. I'd like to see trading, obviously, above this week's, last week's, weeks before high to get out of here. But what is unfortunate is it does seem that we are kind of destined here to see this cross, to see the changing of winds, as they say. We have seen this happen on virtually every big end of run. Nothing guarantees that a run is over. Nothing will ever be that simple or that great. But Beans, stop choking. Chill. I might have to give her a little bean Heimlich. You all right? Just staring at the wall. You have water, right? She just gets so into him. Stay here. Stay. Don't you go? I gotta close the door. I gotta make sure she doesn't go anywhere. Hold up. She's all right. She'll be all right. I'm right here. What's up, Fox Mulder? I see you subscribing. Welcome. I think it alerted, but I see you. This has happened each time. Each time we've seen a bear market. Now, I don't know why Coinbase has been doing this with the weekly chart, but the data doesn't exist for some reason beyond April 2018. But it happened in the 2017 run as well, and it's been something I've been watching and waiting for, and unfortunately that seems like it's coming up. Seems all of the signals that I didn't want to see are coming. This is not great. Not the best. Let's sit on the side of hopium here. The last time in April, on the day that we got our cross up, in April, we went through the cloud. We went on to make higher highs. That'd be great. That's about all the hopium I have for that right here. For some reason, all my indicators are gone, so let's switch charts. And the hopium chart, here we are. 200 and 100 still sit roughly in this 106 to 109 range. I'm sure the 20 and 50 are coming down to meet price. Actually, we're on top of the 20. She stopped choking. She's good. Now she wants out. No, you got to sit in here. You can't go off by yourself. Not right now. Man. What can we even say? Ethereum was on a nice little run yesterday, and even that run ended pretty quick. 34, almost 3,500, smacked back down. I will say this still looks pretty much like it's in the same trend it was in. Not a ton has changed. But it's finally getting a little interesting, and we're right back down. Do not love the ascending channel here. Typically, this is a pattern that we look to break back to the downside. Maybe 2,560 is on the table still for Ethereum. It was starting to look like it wasn't. Maybe it's back on. Man, I'm gonna put up music. I want music. It's Friday. I don't even know what to talk about. It's just Friday. We're live. You stream this long, all these years, and like there's just days where you just don't know what to say, but you have to go live anyway because you gotta be here. What is this custom feed? Tell YouTube what you want. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, YouTube. What kind of music today? Can try a little new EDM mix. You and I. I'll take it. We'll just see how this goes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for you being here, brother. I gotta be here. You don't have to be here. You're the GOAT. Bullish Babe. There she is. What's up, Bullish Babe? That's my reference point of timeline when investing in a new stock. Years, months, weeks. Well, I'm not a big stock guy. More of a crypto guy. When I say more of, I mean, yeah, I don't really own stocks. I probably should. If we get a bear market and we see stocks retrace like 25-50% next year, I'll start a 401k. Are you Australian? What's up, Emers? Emers is here in the house. How you doing? What's up, Mark? Florida man. You have 20k average. Want to get closer to that? Honestly, I think that's how a lot of people feel. It's kind of a thing about Bitcoin. It's the longer you're in it, the lower your average, and typically the more money you have, the more wealth you've acquired. And so it's like there's more power, more buying power lower, and a lot of that wealth, like myself included, I don't want to make a big buy here, you know. Like I'm not interested in like 5-figure buys in 90k. I don't know. Maybe that's an element of this. Maybe that's part of why it's been different. It's like we haven't had the retail really jumping in and gobbling up these prices, though Sailor has been and ETFs have been. So I don't know. I still am just as clueless as I have been about that. What in the hell's happening? Oof. Still under 50. Like what? I don't know. I've yelled about this so many times. Like what's happening? How can so many billions of Bitcoin be bought and price just not care? I don't know. But I think a lot of people are in that boat. It's like, I'm not sure what price I'd even be super interested in. Like, certainly I will make buys in a layered strategy like I've done every time. And those will be really boring numbers, probably like 75, 50, 40, 30, something like that. But none of those are super exciting to me. I'm not sure what price would be super exciting to me. Maybe 20k, and it's like you said, Floorman, maybe like 20k, maybe. I've just been doing this so long. I've had so many opportunities. Like there was a long time, there was a multi-year period where it was 20k was the bad buy. I was like, oh, you bought a 20k, rest in peace, bro. Like it was like the worst. And now it's like, oh, we want that price. It's funny how that works. Full circle, but I'm not sure it would get me excited. Definitely 10k would get me excited, but I don't think we ever traded 10k. I don't think we ever traded 15k. I really don't think we traded 20k either. Maybe 30, like these are on the table. But those are just like not prices I'm super interested in. Maybe if we went higher first. It's weird. What's that, cap or die? Dark Cyber Rising. Barton again, maybe. How many more Barts can we do? This is the most informative, most predictive chart in crypto now. The BART chart. Yeah, Florida Man, when we were in the waiting room, Florida Man said we should get a BART writing on a chalkboard, like, I will not dump the market again. I think that's a good meme. Someone should make that. I'd tweet that. 30K, hush your mouth. I don't know. No, like, I have no idea. If we had a normal bull run, like, I think that would be a no-brainer. You've seen like huge retracements after every bull market, but do we get these retracements anymore? Maybe not. Or maybe these huge retracements, maybe this is more correct. These huge retracements are a result of this euphoric parabolic stage. And we definitely didn't get that. So maybe the downside does look different. Nobody knows. We are in weird territory. I don't want to say unknown territory, but I want to say weird territory. Not even unusual, because unusual kind of suggests that it happens sometimes. We've just never really seen anything like this. If we are in a bear market, we have never seen a bull run like this. This would be very strange. Very weird. And there are people who are like, oh, it's 10x off the bottom, or whatever it is off the bottom. There's never 10x off the bottom. 6x, 7x. But those, they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, oh, there was no gains or 10x off the bottom. Bro, not a single one of those people bought the bottom and sold the top. Not even close. Look at all the other lows. Even 2020 to 2021 was like 20x. Almost. Off the bottom. It was weird. Hopefully that's what we got. I struggle to say something new will happen. That this time is different. Maybe that's the perfect setup for this time being different. Maybe. That'd be cool. I welcome it. By all means, I want to be wrong. I want new things to happen. I want everyone to be on the wrong side of the trade. I want Bitcoin to do all kinds of crazy stuff. I know it will eventually. Not being bearish. Just existing in the same bubble of logic that I've existed in for all these years. Any alerts? Platinum alerts. Of course, metals. Great. Gold is, ooh. 5,000 by the end of the year on gold. Well, it didn't look so likely even like 2 days ago. Now it's looking pretty good again. Gold rallying to 4,300. Just $30 away from all-time high. Wow. Send it. This is probably one of my best calls of all time. We've got Doge. I lose track of them. We got Doge. We got gold. What else? What are the best calls of all time? I'd say like bear market bottom 2023. Yeah. Everywhere I look, I feel like gold wants to go this high. Gold's such a beast. Strangest thing to say ever. Gold's such a beast. I'd never thought I would say that even a few years ago. It's remarkable. It is a testament to how markets can surprise you. You know, we get into these patterns and we feel like Bitcoin, it's just not doing anything. It's going sideways. It's like it's not going to do anything. It's just going to keep going sideways. Markets don't like that kind of behavior. Did we just disconnect? I think TikTok just disconnected. That's very strange. Did we just get shut down? Look what happened. Not good. Hold up. I don't know, man. What the hell? What the hell? This was a chat. Now it's gone. I assume that means we were disconnected. This isn't a good sign. Access denied. That's not a good sign. I have no idea. I guess it just doesn't matter. GG. GG TikTok. Whatever. Hopefully the YouTube's still connected. Are we still connected on YouTube? 388 viewers. Man, it has been so quiet. Still good. I'm up too early, I know. Weird. I wonder if I just got like banned on TikTok. It wouldn't be the first time. Let's see. Nah. Kind of doubt it. I'll just open the app. That'll help. Nothing. I don't know. We're definitely not live on TikTok anymore. I can tell. Alright, GG. I wonder what happened. Anyway, we'll find out later. But yeah, it's a testament. That's what I was saying. Testament to how markets can really just be unexpected. And maybe even more kind of like that markets oftentimes even will lull you into this sense of security that you feel like you know what's going to happen, because usually it's, well, this is what's been happening, so that's going to continue happening. But gold was largely ignored or unremarkable for a very long time. In like 2018, nobody was thinking about gold. Maybe into 2020, things looked a little better. Saw gold start breaking out, but still, like, for how many years? Gold did nothing. And then all of a sudden, broke like one trend line and started blasting off. Now it's like parabolic. Something to keep in mind whenever you think that, and whenever you get kind of pessimistic or down or kind of like, oh, this is how it's always going to be, just remember that at any moment and with virtually no catalyst, markets can just change tune. They can just totally change tune, behave differently. Yeah. Let's pull up the chat. Don't you worry, child. You sold your gold? I mean, some people might make fun of you or might criticize you for selling your gold, Emrys, but let's be real. Most people who bought gold in the last 10, 20, like, years did not really profit. So you're ahead of the game in many ways. It's funny. Yeah. What's up, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐿Ps? Once upon a time, it felt like YouTube crypto influencers had better market insights and maybe to an extent even market influence. With the rise of bigger money entering the space, feels like it's changed. I'm not sure if they ever really had influence. Maybe influence over, you know, like small market cap stuff, pumping and dumping, you know, scamming and stuff. I would say though that in reality, until this cycle, crypto was maybe just a little bit more favorable to predictions in general. To predict this market, like this last 3 years of bull run price action, has been incredibly difficult. And it's always been difficult, but for the most part in previous runs, you could pretty much just point up on anything. And you were pretty right. I mean, you might not be exactly on, but you were pretty right. Until the top was in and everybody was still pointing up, and then it went down. But this run just hasn't been like that. I think it isn't really that like crypto YouTubers or influencers in general had more or less sway. I think it's the market has really changed its vibe. And is it big money? Could be. That's a reasonable It's a reasonable enemy or thing to point at. Reasonable explanation. I just think you stack that on top of the... Think of this concept too, is every crypto YouTuber or influencer in any platform like myself that has been doing this a long time, anybody who was good at like predicting this stuff, that was good at riding, trading this kind of movement in the crypto space, now by definition did not do great in this run. And what that would have required them to totally change the way they trade, the way they view analysis in Bitcoin, like everything, right? It's almost like specifically punishing those who did well in the past. There's a lot of factors. I think that big money entering is probably the best explanation. But yeah, I think it's the market itself. Silver's just starting to run. Oh, silver. Yeah, silver had a crazy pullback for silver. Let's see. Bearish engulfing. Kind of does look like early December 4th. Had that little red candle sideways for 3 days and up. Okay. If you want to start getting bearish, I mean, there you go. Bear div on your highs for silver. Technically, bear div here unless silver trades higher and RSI is higher. Still looks strong. I don't think silver's done. Even if it pulls back, into next week, even if it pulls back, I mean, hell, even if it pulled back into the end of the year, wouldn't matter really. Like, almost no matter what now, silver has locked in some gains next year. There are no guarantees. There is nothing like no matter what. But damn, if that candle doesn't look like it's going to keep going. Like, what would have to happen? I feel like silver would have to sell off 50-55%. It would have to close down here, like 37, for me to even begin to be like, oh man, next year won't have gains. You could see into 26, you could see it retrace there, I think, on a strong close here and find support and wake up. But I kind of don't think so. I think max pain for silver is just up. I think the shorts had been loaded on silver for decades, and those shorts are unwinding very painfully. This is bonkers. Yeah, maybe we can also say that liquidity is moving to other things, not Bitcoin, not crypto in the way it has. Clearly gold, clearly silver. These market caps are huge. In fact, let's go ahead and look at silver versus Bitcoin. Silver's still happening, Emerson. That's my opinion. I'm feeling that. What's interesting about silver and gold and metals is silver's market cap and gold's market cap and platinum, all metals, their market caps are kind of unknowable. Think about it. They are estimatable. But they're not knowable. There is no way. There's absolutely no way to know what the market cap is. In order to do that, you'd have to verify the supply, and there ain't no way to verify the supply. I guess I can't even do it. I wanted to do silver versus Bitcoin market cap, but I can't. I can do silver versus Bitcoin. It's not what I want, though. Something tells me I did this wrong. Was this wrong? Old silverware is real silver. Exactly, Florida man. And then also when you think of this, think about this too, right? You want to talk about market cap. I like to nerd out about math. You want to talk about market cap for metals, right? So first you have to define what would be the quantity. Like meaning, okay, you have to like count up how much there is. But even before you count up how much there is, you have to decide what counts. What counts and what doesn't. Do bars count? Do only bars, like bullion, count? Do silver and jewelry count? Does silver and coins count? And so like you can logically say, yes, they all count, right? Because you're trying to find the market cap. So you say they all count. Okay, so does mined versus unmined count? If it's not mined, does it not count? And I think reasonably you could say, yeah, if it's not mined, it doesn't count. Okay, well, what about like the production that is guaranteed in the next year? Okay, like the deposits we know about, we're actively mining that we know will exist next year. Does that count? And the question is just really complicated. And at the end of the day, the answer is always there's just no way to know. There's only a way to guess. And that depends a lot on trust, on people reporting correctly. And I would say countries, places that don't get audited are incentivized not to report correctly. So the only thing we can really guarantee is that we don't know. We don't know the supply. A strength of Bitcoin. Perhaps one of the most important strengths presented by Bitcoin. Now this didn't work again. Index. There we go. Wow, this is interesting. I'm going to turn this to logarithmic in a second, but you can kind of just feel out a trend line here, right? That doesn't look good. Silver versus Bitcoin. I read the chat. I'm sure someone's been like, that's not a good way to do it. I agree. It doesn't feel right. It feels like maybe the silver counts wrong. We'll see. That looks bad. Silver to Bitcoin at like 1,000. Looks solid. What's up, crypto server? So crazy you can do that. This chart. Hold up. Feel it. What's up, King Peasant? Only Fort Knox. Well, we don't know. Remember how they were yelling about auditing Fort Knox and then whatever happened to that? I have a feeling that maybe they did and they're like, oh, it is here. Okay. Or, no, I don't know. It's hard to even read through like this, like the administration right now. I don't know. I feel like if the whole point of the deal was like that they said it wasn't there, thought it wasn't there. And the fact that we aren't hearing about it anymore, probably doesn't that suggest that it was there? I don't know. That thumbnail though. Welcome, monkey. Let's see what I miss. You can find $800 trillion of metals and asteroids. Oh, dude, metals are endless. They are endless. They are finite on Earth, but not really. When you say finite, what you really mean is to efficiently acquire. And as technologies advance, then more supply becomes available. Never happens with Bitcoin. So this chart's very cursed. Pump your silver bag. It's pumping, bro. Silver's going to 100. I will eat my hat if it doesn't. I see it could happen by the end of the year still, though that prediction. My end of the year predictions are kind of getting farther away now. This doesn't look right to me. Something looks kind of off about this. February 20. February 20. February 20. August 25. Okay, that's looking more correct because August 25 is when silver basically went parabolic, and that is where the downtrend happened. Silver outpacing Bitcoin by 55% since August. Okay. Okay, meme. I still feel like there's something wrong with this, but whatever. Wild. Maybe we choose this low. No matter really how, no matter what low you pick, it ends up being below trend. What is happening in this world? I don't like that one. We're cursed. So cursed. Let's look at like maybe a year time frame and then we'll stop staring at this cursed chart. Look at this. Bearish engulfed the year. That makes sense. Yearly support at 700. Wild. What timeline is this? I started that with platinum. And then we got onto silver. Platinum set off alerts. Gold and silver are all the way up. Platinum's up. I'm going to guess copper is up or will be up soon. Platinum hitting multi-year high here. I think it's a no-brainer that platinum's going to go 1900, 2000. I think it's a no-brainer. 2100 seems locked. Here's an example. Yeah, this is aging badly now with Bitcoin, because I was yelling about this throughout the run. But here's an example. Bear div on your highs and it doesn't matter. It just keeps going. This is a weekly time frame. We saw this on Bitcoin too. Maybe in Bitcoin it's playing out better, but an example of, man, these divs, you don't point to divs and say the top's in, because oftentimes or almost every time you get more than one div before the top's in. Is copper moving? It has outpaced everything in its existence. That is true. Bitcoin has. Until recently. Honestly, until 2021, and then kind of stopped. I think copper moving to all-time highs is also a no-brainer. Like $6. Copper going high is bad, though. I feel like that's bearish. Everything slows down if copper like kind of breaks out like gold and silver. That's bad. Everything gets very expensive. Building, wires, hurting. All the conductive materials. Where's RAM? I wish we could chart RAM. Trading view, RAM chart. RAM. No. I want to track the price of RAM. Price of RAM chart. Yeah. Boom. We're so cooked. Bros, we're so cooked. AI is coming for all of it. It's coming for everything. I think it's going to inflate everything too. Oh my. A $50 DDR4 to 16 GB in 2025 earlier this year was $50, now trading at $120. And DDR4 isn't even the one that spiked. It's DDR5 that's really spiked. But look at this. $50, now trading at $130 to 6 GB sticks. Where's DDR5? That's what's like really going nuts. Bruh. RAM should go down over time. RAM should, it probably in its entire history has never gone up like this. Look at this. $210 maybe. $210 for 64 to 32 gig sticks. Was $200. Now is $800. And this price increase has almost completely happened in this quarter. Dude, we're cooked. We're cooked, bro. You know what RAM? You know what uses RAM? Everything. Everything. We're gonna see. I bet we see like a 4-year period where all software just stops using more RAM. Like in the sense of all new developed software will stop having a higher RAM demand. Like games, whatever you're looking at, they all will just go on pause for like 4 years. This is insane. Your phone. Guess what's in your phone? RAM. Guess what that means for phones? They're gonna get... There is no way this doesn't make phones more expensive. There's just no way. At least to this, like, percentage increase. Or even this flat value increase. Unless they start using worse RAM. Worse RAM. The real answer is you and me just don't use DDR5, but you just saw that that doesn't actually matter. Because even if you use DDR4, yeah, you're not paying $600 more, but you're paying double, triple what you were paying earlier this year. We're cooked. People who think inflation or like the cost of things is going to go down or stop are very wrong. Incredibly wrong. The cost of things has like only begun to go up, I have a feeling. Except for Bitcoin. Except for damn Bitcoin. Samsung best RAM. I bought this computer last year, I think around this time. This was a rather expensive computer. Built by Micro Center. How to like bring something... Okay, good. And not potentially dox all of my info. Let's see. Hardware. Forget how to even look at that. RAM, I think. How do I go to this PC and hit properties? They keep changing windows. Here we go. The computer I bought a year ago now probably is more expensive. And computers are like the one thing that don't go up over time. Like the cost of the newest one does. But the cost of old ones typically plummets. And I bet it's more expensive now. 64 gigs, I think it's DDR4 or DDR5. $800 worth of RAM. Graphics card, this is 24 gig, 4090. It's probably the same price, it's maybe more. We're cooked. Cooked, bro. We're so cooked. We had similar price movements in RAM before when floods hit the factories in Asia. Why floods hitting factories, wouldn't that drive the cost down? Serious question. Should be able to look it up. Hopefully they have more than just like this year's data. Oh, wow. Oh, whoa. Look at this. Wait a minute. Sorry for the white background. I know some of you are getting nuked. It's good to see power supplies haven't, but something tells me they will. What was that trends here? Oh, it's video cards. Okay, I thought it was power supplies. Video cards. Video cards have been somewhat stable. Let's see. 4090. Something tells me that they weren't selling for $0 over 18 months. Yep. $2,000 sold for $2,500 was the last reading on this 4090. That's not that bad. That's only 25% inflated versus the year before. These are all disturbing trends. I'm sad though that I can't get more data. I wonder if I have to like log in. I don't know. That's something to keep an eye on. That's cool though. Yeah, we're cooked. We're going deep in the eye. We're getting right into them trenches. What's up, M4th? 5-year cycle discussed by some experts. I mean, you know, any expert discussing a 5-year cycle, I'm going to be real here. This isn't even gloating. Is equally as I'm an expert if they're an expert. I would love it. Let's go. I am just so hesitant to say this time is different. I've seen it for a decade now. This time is different. It's always different, and that is not. I will admit that this time has been different, but I have to say that it's always been different. I know that I was just contradictory and counterintuitive there. But every cycle, there has been some point where it's like, this time's different, boys. This time's, and it isn't. This has been different. This isn't what we've seen. But it's always felt that way. This could look exactly, this is what I'm hesitant about, is this would be exactly like every cycle if we just see Bitcoin go up one more time. If it moved, I don't know, from here to 140, 150, one like ending move, then it would look really similar. These long periods of sideways, these moves and then sideways is unlike what we've seen in any bull market. We saw a little brief period of that early 21, and then what, like here, that was it. Now that's been like every move, right? But I've just gotten suckered in by it over and over and over again. And it's hard as somebody who, I am bullish, of course, but like I'm someone, I operate on what's in front of me. I operate on past. I accept that the past will be wrong eventually, always. The 4-year cycle, whether it's still intact or not, will be wrong eventually. It will be broken. But just to say it's going to be broken this time, I say that every time then. Yeah, it's hard. It's a weird spot to be in. I welcome the 5-year cycle. I want it to be true. I will be so happy if it's true. However, I don't think, this is maybe the long story. You can throw out whatever I just said. Just this is the main point. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to completely bet on it happening. It makes sense to me to not go full bearish, not to like exit all position, you know, get out of everything. I don't think that makes sense either. But it doesn't make sense in my mind to fully bet on it, to just be like, nope, we're not having a bear market. This will be different. I don't think that makes sense. Some plan, some strategy, something. Hedging against what has always happened, right? Ooh, my watch came off. That makes sense. There are factors different. I mean, it just sounds like the same rhetoric, man. It's like we got the ETF, we had institutions, we had Sailor, we had all these things. It's like this time's different. It's gonna be crazier. Nothing fucking happened. It's like the most boring bull run ever. No euphoria, no retail. Maybe I'm just jaded on this time is different, or to expect something different, right? Maybe. This trend line's so weird. That trend line technically is still held. It's very strange. All the way back here. I want it to be different. More than anyone, you can believe that. What up, Lopez? Most alts in the bear, dude. Most alts like just never entered a bull market from 2021. Best music, Julia? Sometimes. Occupy Wall Street. Bulls were slaughtered today. I mean, are there bulls left? It's kind of crazy to long right now. I have a long open, but it's kind of crazy to long right now. You can certainly have a really tight stop. You can make a bet on when you break a low. We're going further down. Just feel, yeah, this seems a little crazy. I still have the same short and the same long open. Nothing has changed. Kind of cool. This is from the FOMC. These ranges here, and these ranges then respected again last night into today. Kind of cool. Bitcoin did well. Your else did poor. I don't think I made money on alts since 2021. It's been a while. This cycle, very little. No, I mean on Ethereum, I guess I did. On Ethereum, I did. We had some really great trades on Ethereum here. We had some really solid sells and some solid buys. We had like sold the top and bought the bottom like twice. I went live because I didn't want Bitcoin to keep falling. And that worked out. As soon as we went live, it stopped. Skill. I think we barked back up. Not Zek. I guess. No, you're right. I made some money on Zek, but not... I don't know, man. Like 4 figures. Like not a meaningful... Not a meaningful amount. I'm also jaded as my portfolio gets larger. The moves that I would have been excited about, I no longer am excited about. Oh, Bitcoin. How you warp our reality. Is this song? This is... I don't know. I'm not feeling this EDM mix as much. Ooh, speaking of dots, we had on the week quite a few green dots. We still do here on Bitcoin. That's not bad. I almost forgot. We still have the green dot on the week, a signal that has not confirmed since July of 22. See what that looked like. You know that I just said that out loud and now realizing that that isn't so great of a signal, is it? July of 22. When we had already fallen, didn't go anywhere. Nonetheless, it is a powerful signal, even if it didn't work out in July of 22. It was on Ethereum as well, I think. Maybe not now. Was there as FBTC it was on? No. Month? Losing my damn mind in this sideways sauce. I don't know. Still on a bunch of alts though. Green dots. The dipping dots. Yeah, like I made some money on Zek, but it wasn't. I think I have a total of like 20 Zek. I sold a few of them at 400. 900 hasn't hit, so sell a few more 900. But even if it went to 1,000, yeah, it's 20 grand. And hey, 20 grand's nothing to laugh at. It's real money. But when it comes to my portfolio, 20,000 is it's just like it doesn't get me excited. Like it swings 20,000 daily, easy. Way more than that this year. Pretty crazy chart. Momentum has slowed, but Zek BTC moved back up. I think it can still hit 900. It's Friday at least. Sui? I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't like that much. Bouncing off support is great the first time. This does not get greater with each additional bounce. I mean, maybe that just means you can move the trade stop up. Break support, be out. Sui hasn't done anything since we last looked at it, at least. USDTD still right here. I mean, it's I guess good to see this at a green candle kind of at the top of the range. Crunchy rolls. Hoping that sells off into Monday. Man, this Friday does not look great. Fed balance sheet. We have not seen the quantitative easing everyone's yelling about. Not yet. Gotta see that reverse. My lord. My lord. 23, 24, 20, the end of 24, we had like a nice month of alts. Those of us who stick through 26 will be all right. I mean, that's true. I agree. No matter what I say, if I ever sound bearish, right? If I ever am saying bearish things or calling for low numbers, keep in mind that it is always a shorter term concept. It is always reflective of what I think comes in the next, like, months to years. Not what I think is the bigger picture. The bigger picture resolves up. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the shorter kind of price actions. Man, this doesn't look great though. It really, like, the more we do this without breaking up, without like a big move, just the more it looks like this, which is crappy. Which is interesting and unfortunate, because isn't this just a bunch of Barts too? Damn it. I wish I had looked at that. Like, right, isn't that a bunch of Barts too? Man, it won't let me paste it. Like, down, Bart up, Bart down, Bart up, Bart down, Bart up, Bart down. Into one big Bart down. Such a good picture. Long-term bull, short-term bear. Yeah, I mean, I still am not heavy shorting. I still believe we get an all-time high before the end of the year. And the fact that I feel kind of crazy saying it, I think, is building my confidence a little bit. But we're running out of time. I'm not betting on the all-time high scenario though, right? I'm still looking to head short at like 106, 110. I already have a little short open. But I'm keeping my spot. I'm not going super heavy short or something. I 100% believe Bitcoin will trade above 126K. I don't know when. I remain optimistic that it'll be this year. Eventually it will happen though. I have no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. I've heard every number. Every time we've had like a cycle high, I've heard people go, Bitcoin will never trade above that again. And it always does. The first time I heard that, it was really scary. I remember when CME started and people were like, the CME guy said that Bitcoin they'll never let it trade above 10K ever again. And I was like, that's scary. I didn't lose hope though. And of course it traded above 10K again. Could be giga bullish at 70. I'm curious kind of just where this energy comes from. Like, I don't doubt that we go to 70. In fact, that's really kind of the play that we've been talking about, is reject from 93, then move up to like 107, or move up to 106 and then maybe start a crappier move down. But the bullishness here is weird for me. It's like, it may be short term. Like, breaking 74 is not like a long term, like this of course can happen, but it's not like a long term bullish signal like that. I think you get a violent bounce from there. I guess I'm baffled by a lot of responses. I'm kind of baffled by how many people are like really convinced about the 4-year cycle breaking. Maybe it's out of necessity, just to protect ourselves, because man, this has been shitty. Been shitty. Does GPU RAM shortage have any effect on Bitcoin? Certainly it's going to, if it hasn't even, it will roll out into mining hardware being more expensive. Price of Bitcoin. I don't think that mining being more expensive is necessarily bullish in that way. You know, it's a really hard question to answer. It definitely will make the hardware more expensive over time. More competition for chips, just companies that maybe would start making ASICs instead will make ASICs for AI. Less supply, higher price. Will that directly translate to Bitcoin's price? Probably not. Maybe in some, you know, kind of side way. For your cycle breaking is nonsense. I mean, this is my, I've said it many times. It will eventually break. It will. The 4-year cycle will not exist forever. That is my opinion. Did it break and now we're going into something else right now? It's just a really hard thing to say yes to. I would like it to be true. And maybe we can even say that whenever it does happen, odds are I will be skeptical. Whether it's this cycle, next cycle, like I probably will be skeptical. It's just a really outlier bet. It's like I'm going to bet on something that's never happened before. It really kind of fundamentally goes against technical analysis and what we preach here. Looking for statistical edges. It will eventually break. I welcome it having broken already. But I need to be proven that. Basically, I don't know, Q1 of next year. If we see a sustained rally Q1 of next year, that could be convincing. Like Bitcoin going to all-time highs, January, February, March, resuming the uptrend that we've seen over the last few years, that could be convincing. If we see like an all-time high in Q2 of next year, I think reasonably we can say, well, the 4-year cycle doesn't look so great now. Maybe we can even say just any all-time high now could be pretty convincing that it's broken. But yeah, I have to stick to the logical, to the emotionally removed when it comes to my analysis, and it's not there yet. Nobody knows. That's very true. I don't know. Nobody knows. Good evening. How you doing, Ellie? What's up, line in my pocket? This time is different. So that's just what I caution is this time has always felt different, and there's always been kind of ways we can point to it being different, but it has always resolved the same. That's why it's a dangerous game. This time has been different. So maybe this is it. This time is different has always been true during the cycle until it wasn't. It has always been different until it wasn't. That's why I'm skeptical to say this time is different, because it could end up just resolving the same. It's a weird spot to be in, man. You know, you say, oh, but this time's different because of ETFs and because of institutional buying. Well, I mean, last cycle was different because of CME. You know, we had options or whatever. We had institutions in there in that way. We had, you know, every cycle there's been new things like that. These are the most compelling, I agree, but maybe my disconnect also comes as if these are so compelling, why was this the least explosive, the most diminished return cycle? I don't know. I don't have the answers. It's weird. We'll be here. We're going to be watching. We'll be waiting. We'll be watching. I don't know. Tariffs, rate cuts, Japan rate hasn't been part of many cycles. True, Randy, but yeah, again, like I just said, you can go back to the last one and say, well, no cycles had these elements, and you'd be right. I mean, we've always had things to point at. These ones are the most in our faces, but I guess my objection or rejection of it is these ones have also been the biggest with what, the least impact with the, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Nobody knows. That's true. I don't know. I still think we can see an all-time high before end of year. Bitcoin's going to 76. I don't doubt that either. I think both can be true. Listen, what should I even look at? I'm gonna pull up CoinGecko. What's moving? If it's going down big time, just pull the band-aid off. Do it now. I wish. Hype is not up, damn. I bought a little bit of that hype at the top. Thank God I didn't buy a lot. Bitcoin Cash has held on pretty well. Nothing has had a super great day in the top 300. Monero still at $400. Monero, we've been watching it, but it's not super exciting yet either. I think it's going to all-time high probably before the end of the year, but everything is moving so slow. Just when every time it feels like things are about to move again, everything stops. There are two camps. Both are confident. Bear market or all-time high by the end of the year. I mean, what are the other camps? The sideways camp. Nobody wants the sideways camp. Starting to hate Bitcoin from the bottom. Ah, dude. The thing is you can't call it a shitcoin. I understand resenting it from this cycle. You can't call it a shitcoin because literally all the other coins did worse. Like, they all did worse. So to be like, it's a shitcoin. Now it's still the king. It's just the king of shit. Any fun plans tonight? Nah, I don't have any tonight. Doing like a game day tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing anything today. When's Santa rally? Well, wouldn't that be crazy? We're all bearish and then Christmas comes along and we get like a crazy Santa pump for the first time since 2017. That'd be cool. All-time high on Christmas. Into end of year and then the cycle's over. Stardog says cycles are measured low to low. I mean, are they? Like, I hear people so confidently be like, cycles are measured, and it's like, bro, it's all people just made up all the ways that we measure this. There is no definitive way. There are ways that back fit better than others. I mean, there is. It's important to like kind of recognize that though. It's like there is no authority on it. It's just what people say. It's just like what people choose. And then, like I said, some back test better. Is what it is. This time is always different. Exactly. 2021 deja vu. I mean, dude, I am ready and willing for anything to happen. I just gotta watch it happen in real time. I'm not gonna know before it happens, unfortunately. Your wife's getting a job. Smart. Monero looks like gold sharp before it broke out. Yeah. I'd say not exactly, maybe more like silver. Silver is a really good fit for it. For a good amount of charts in crypto though, look like silver pre-breakout. What's up, Tomas? What up, bro? What do we do with the drunken sailor? Yeah, this looks a lot like a bunch of coins. You have like 2017, 2021, and here we are, but we're just like down here. There you go. 17, 21, now we're here. They look really similar. See it? You see it? Do you see? Do you see? They're like identical. I'm waiting. I need a beer. Hope you're well, Bullsh Mike. I am very well. Thank you, sir. Some measure by... Dude, you can measure it any way. Dude, this is the best. I will stick by Monero is the best chart in crypto. I'll stick by it. You guys saw me add like thousands of dollars of it at 350. I still want to add more, but I'll be damned if I'm going to add more going into like what is, you know, logically not a period of up. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, said the bulls. Been live like an hour and 20 minutes. Today is not super popping. I do appreciate everybody tuning in today. We're gonna be live again Monday at the latest. man, we'll be live whenever it gets exciting again, too. Tron, I mean, I like the Tron chart. It has shown a little weakness over the last few months. Monero's the strongest chart. Tron was looking like the strongest chart for a while. But Monero's taking that place. We'll be live whenever it gets spicy. We're just inside yesterday's candle, which is inside the day before's day before. Like, yeah. Even if it isn't exciting, we're still going to go live like we have done for almost a decade. Because you guys are here, tuning in. Spice delayed, yeah, I pray so, man. I pray so. There are a lot of metrics that point to like this just wasn't the bull run. We'll be here. Spice or no spice, we'll be here. But if there is spice, we'll be here more and sooner. I appreciate you guys tuning in on Friday. Hope you all have a great weekend ahead. Stay optimistic, stay positive. Aim to put yourself in a position where you are happy and comforted and content no matter what. That's the best plan, in my opinion. We'll be live Monday at the latest. Appreciate you all. Jump in Discord, discord.gg/TrumpCrown. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. I'll catch you guys very soon. Go touch some